It all started innocently enough, just another ordinary day in my mundane existence. My name is Alex, and I'm just your average guy living in a small town, working a dead-end job, and yearning for something more in life. Little did I know that my desire for adventure would lead me down a path of darkness and mystery, unveiling secrets hidden from the world for centuries. It was a chilly autumn evening when it happened. I had decided to take a walk through the woods near my town, hoping to clear my mind and escape the monotony of everyday life. As I wandered deeper into the forest, the trees seemed to close in around me, casting eerie shadows that danced in the fading light. That's when I stumbled upon it, a clearing bathed in moonlight, its center adorned with strange symbols etched into the earth. Intrigued by the sight, I approached cautiously, my heart pounding in my chest with a mixture of fear and excitement. As I studied the symbols, a strange sensation washed over me, as if I were being drawn into some unseen force beyond my comprehension. With a sense of trepidation, I reached out to touch the symbols, my fingers trembling as they made contact with the cool earth. Suddenly, a blinding light filled the clearing, and I felt myself being pulled into a vortex of energy unlike anything I had ever experienced before. And then, just as quickly as it had begun, the light faded, leaving me standing in the center of the clearing, alone and disoriented. As I struggled to make sense of what had just happened, I noticed a faint glow emanating from the forest ahead. Curiosity piqued, I followed the light, my footsteps echoing through the darkness as I ventured deeper into the unknown. After what felt like hours of wandering, I stumbled upon a hidden cave nestled within the heart of the forest. Intrigued by the sight, I cautiously entered the cave, my senses on high alert as I braced myself for whatever lay ahead. To my astonishment, the cave was illuminated by torches lining the walls, casting flickering shadows that danced across the rough-hewn stone. And in the center of the cave stood a group of figures cloaked in hooded robes, their faces hidden in the shadows. As I watched in awe, the figures began to chant in a language I couldn't understand, their voices echoing through the cavern with an otherworldly power. Mesmerized by the sight, I felt a strange sense of calm wash over me, as if I were being welcomed into some ancient and long-forgotten ritual. But just as quickly as it had begun, the chanting ceased, and the figures turned to face me, their eyes gleaming with an intensity that sent shivers down my spine. With a sense of dread creeping over me, I realized that I had stumbled upon something far more sinister than I could have ever imagined. Before I could react, the figures approached me, their movements fluid and graceful as they surrounded me in a circle. With a sinking feeling in my chest, I realized that I was trapped, a pawn in some twisted game beyond my comprehension. As the figures closed in around me, I felt a sharp pain shoot through my chest, as if something were tearing at my very soul. With a cry of anguish, I collapsed to the ground, my vision swimming with darkness as the world spun out of control. When I awoke, I found myself lying on a cold stone altar, my body bound by invisible chains that held me fast. Panic rising in my chest, I struggled against my restraints, desperate to escape the clutches of whatever dark force held me captive. But no matter how hard I fought, I couldn't break free, my strength waning with each passing moment. And then, just when all hope seemed lost, the figures returned, their eyes burning with an otherworldly fire as they began to chant once more. With a sense of dread creeping over me, I realized that I was about to become a part of something far more sinister than I could have ever imagined. And as the chanting reached a fever pitch, I closed my eyes and braced myself for whatever dark fate awaited me. But just as the figures prepared to enact their twisted ritual, a sudden commotion erupted outside the cave, shattering the eerie silence that had enveloped us. With a sense of hope rising in my chest, I strained to catch a glimpse of what was happening, my heart pounding in anticipation. To my astonishment, I saw a group of hooded figures emerging from the shadows, their faces hidden behind masks of bone and leather. With weapons drawn, they charged into the cave, their movements swift and precise as they engaged the other figures in a fierce battle. Seizing the opportunity, I broke free from my restraints and stumbled to my feet, my limbs heavy with exhaustion as I staggered towards the cave entrance. With every ounce of strength I could muster, I fought my way through the chaos, dodging blows and ducking behind pillars as I made my escape. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the battle ceased, the cave falling silent once more as the dust settled and the smoke cleared. With a sense of relief washing over me, I emerged from the cave and into the cool night air, my heart pounding in my chest as I struggled to catch my breath. As I stumbled through the forest, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had just narrowly escaped something far more sinister than I could have ever imagined. And as I made my way back to civilization, I vowed to never again venture into the darkness that had nearly consumed me. And so, the tale of my encounter with the secret society came to a close, its secrets hidden from the world once more. But as I returned to my ordinary life, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had stumbled upon something far more sinister than I could have ever imagined. Haunted by the memories of that fateful night, I vowed to never again seek out the unknown, content to live out my days in the safety of familiarity and routine. But deep down, I knew that the darkness would always linger, waiting to ensnare the unwary in its web of shadows and secrets.